If you only have one day in Atlanta, here are the best places to explore Black history, food, and culture. What's up, everybody? I'm Jet Setter Janelle. Today, we are going to be getting into, I think, one of the best Black cities in the U.S. We are exploring Atlanta in one day through the Black history lens. Let's go ahead and get started. I want to talk to you guys about how to get to ATL. Getting around Atlanta is easy. If you're flying into the city, you're most likely going to land at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. This is known to be one of the busiest airports in the entire world. I personally do not like flying from there, but going in, it's not so bad. And the good thing is, you guys, it's super easy to get into the city. You can just hop onto the MARTA train right from the airport. I'm telling you, it's all right there. And you can get downtown in about 20 minutes. I'll give you a deeper dive of the Hartsfield-Jackson in a future video. Other public transit options that are available, like I mentioned, were MARTA. There's the Atlanta streetcar. There, of course, are going to be shuttles. You can get the pay-by-rate taxis. There are car services. If you are interested in renting, of course, you can do that from the airport. You know that there's going to be Uber Lyft. The MARTA Rail, it is a system with 4 lines, and it serves the airport directly, and it's going to connect major areas like downtown, midtown, and Buckhead. There's the MARTA bus, and it operates 5 a.m. to 1 a.m. The Atlanta streetcar is a 2.7-mile loop. It connects the Convention District to the King Historic District. Those of you who just want to discover downtown. There is the express bus. They have the Cobb Link, Gwinnett County Transit. And that's transport. There are a lot of activities, you guys. Atlanta is rich in African American culture. So I'm going to go through these as quickly as I can. I do want to mention that I did this trip with my girls. We were there a few days, but if you're just focused on one day, 24 hours, you can kind of pick and choose. There are a lot of companies who offer Black historic tours. And again, depending on your time, some of them can be 2 hours, 4 hours. The one that we ended up with, the tour guide's name is Omar. I'm laughing because Omar, he was on something. He wasn't on something. He's just a little flirtatious, I guess. You know, why not meet a lot of people, flirt with the women, and make your job as enjoyable as possible, right? I'm going to show you the actual itinerary that a lot of these companies use, because what you can do, if you're just there for a day, you can pick and choose the sites that you want to see, and then you can just knock them out. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want to just go to specific neighborhoods, this would be good for you. This tour length, it was half day, 4 hours. You are in an air-conditioned van. The group size is not large. There was no more than 10 of us, I believe. And, you know, he just drove us around. You meet at one of the Atlanta hotels, the Atlanta Marriott Marquis, 265 Peachtree Center Ave. I'm laughing because he was late, y'all. Like, this isn't a review of the tour. I'm just telling you there's things to do. They offer special group rates. They should depart at 9:30. They have afternoon tours that leave as well. And you could start with downtown Atlanta. You know, this is where they hosted the Olympics. You can see the torch, the Olympic rings. There is the Olympic Stadium. You have Turner Field. There's Fulton County Stadium. Of course, the Courthouse, Government Center, Atlanta City Hall. There is the Georgia State Capitol Building, the Mercedes-Benz Dome, Phillips Arena, the CNN Center. I would love to see that as well. Of course, they're going to be the famous TV and movie locations, and Woodruff Park. Sorry, guys. When we're talking about the Black neighborhoods, you know that Atlanta was a major city during the Civil Rights Movement. We were able to explore Atlanta's most famous Black neighborhood, Sweet Auburn Avenue, where you would learn more about Atlanta Life Insurance, the Daily World. Here is the Apex Museum, where it is located. There is the Royal Peacock, the historic Big Bethel AME Church. There is a funeral home, the Auburn Curb Market. We were able to go into one of the bakeries, and there was some delightful treats. Oh yeah, we stopped at the Sweet Auburn Bread Company. Here's me and Tiff outside. It looks like we're both sitting on chairs, but I just think that was a cool picture. I mentioned the Sweet Auburn Historic District. There's lots of murals, landmarks. This was once known as the richest Black street in America. It was very important during segregation. This is great if you want to get out, stretch your legs. It's a nice walking area, and there's good photo ops as well. Lots of Black businesses were thriving here. You have the historic Wheat Street Baptist. There is the Madam C.J. Walker Museum, those of you who are interested in that, the SCLC headquarters, and then, of course, you're going to see the King Center, the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. MLK's birth home has been closed for renovation for some time. And we did this a couple years ago. It was closed. I believe it is still closed for renovation. So do keep that in mind, you guys. And they do have a website where you can get current information. There is Fire Station number 6. What these tour guides do, they kind of just stop and we'll talk about it. They'll give you photo ops. So it is good to take a tour. I really enjoyed being able to pass by the AUC, the Atlanta University Center, and see all of the HBCUs. Those of you who do not know, HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. Morehouse, Clark, Morris Brown, Spelman. We were actually able to get into Morehouse campus. I love seeing all of the beautiful artwork there, just looking at the students. We were inside, so it wasn't like we were able to get out and, have conversations. Shout out to those who were able to let us in. Look at Oprah, look at Spike, look at Barack. Again, you just like being in the center of the Black colleges. It's all right there. I took a quick pic through the window of Clark, Atlanta. This is kind of dope. It says, "We shall always march ahead." I had to take a picture of that. On their site, they say a taste of what you'll see will be the original Medea's house. We thought that we were going to be able to go into Tyler Perry's studio, the massive property that he has out there, but no, you cannot get in. I mean, we just saw a snapshot of the gate and we just kept on going. The Martin Luther King Jr. Historic Park. They also are going to drive by Atlanta's first Black public high school, Booker T. Washington High School. The civil rights headquarters, a main meeting point was Pascal's Restaurant. This is also great for you guys to see. Back to the MLK Jr. National Historical Park. There's a reflection pool. Atlanta was very important to the civil rights movement, and you all know about Dr. King's legacy. I do believe this site is a must visit. It is free entry. If you're going to be there, I would plan about 1 to 2 hours. There's Auburn Ave, the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change. The King Center was founded in 1968. The dream lives, the legacy continues. Here I am holding my MLK Jr. flyer, brochure, if you will. And a lot of these activities can be found on the Discover Atlanta website. As I mentioned, a bonus stop would be the Apex Museum, the King Center. You could check out Madam C.J. Walker Museum. It's really lovely. There's the International Civil Rights Walk of Fame. This is where you can see the shoe prints of Rosa Parks, Andrew Young, Thurgood Marshall. I think that would be awesome as well. There's the Hank Aaron Plaza. We also learned there's lots of churches, restaurants. We learned about Hank Aaron. There was the Afrocentric Network. We were able to stop at the Caribbean Delight, get some Jamaican food if you were interested. I liked how we were able to go in there. You can get the African merch, gear, lots of souvenirs if you are interested. At the National Center for Civil and Human Rights, you have a lot of interactive exhibits, which is great. You get to see the connection between civil and modern human rights. What is powerful is the lunch counter simulation exhibit. That's something that I would like to experience in the future. If you don't have a lot of time, it would be best to be accompanied with a professional local tour guide. They are going to know the main spots for you to hit up if you only have a day. That's my opinion, you guys. Again, if you're only doing this a day, you can't see everything. That's why I'm saying you can pick and choose if you decide to do so. Vine City is where you can see one of Atlanta's oldest Black neighborhoods. There's the Charles Harper Park, those of you who are interested in green spaces. Washington Park, it is known as Atlanta's first Black city park. And MLK Drive, this is the second major Black Atlanta avenue of Black businesses. As I mentioned, the Pascal's Restaurant and Hotel, it was the major headquarters for civil rights. Black City Hall was known to be there as well. When we get into food, I'll mention this later, but you have Busy Bees. Y'all, I feel like Tyler, the creator, what does this have to do with Black history? I feel like he filmed or recorded parts of his Chromacopia album here. Any Tyler fans, y'all let me know. But one of his stops when he was doing the album promotion was Busy Bees. Lots of good soul food here. I'm vegetarian, so for me, it probably would be sides, but still. This is in Vine City. Also, the historic Sunset Avenue neighborhood, the Civil Rights Foot Soldiers residence would be there. You have the Herndon Home Mansion and Museum, and as I mentioned, the Friendship Baptist Church. So there are a lot of key Black neighborhoods. I mentioned historic Castleberry Hills. This is where you have the new Pascal's Restaurant, the H.J. Russell headquarters. Those of you who are into Real Housewives of Atlanta, Old Lady Gang restaurant is there. There's the Castleberry Hill mural wall, and I believe what is known to be a famous movie location. Y'all know a lot of movies. Some that did well. It just feels like a lot of these Tubi movies, a lot of them were shot in Atlanta. That's what I feel like. I don't know. I could be wrong. All right, so we cover Vine City, Castleberry Hill, Sweet Auburn Avenue, the historic West End. This is Atlanta's oldest neighborhood. This is where you would see Tyler Perry's movie studio. Those of you who are able to get in, great for you. You would be able to see the famous Medea House. This has the beautiful West End historic homes, the Wren's Nest. There are a couple of churches. There is the Shrine of the Black Madonna Bookstore and Culture Center, the Hammond House and Museum, and Willie Watkins Funeral Home. There was a lunch stop. He did provide snacks and water. As I said, not included would be food, child car seats, gratuities, parking, so on and so forth. You want to bring camera, money for the lunch stop. I am sure that I have missed a lot of things, you guys, but again, you can Google Atlanta Black History and Civil Rights Tour. A lot of these are family owned and operated. It does not include tips or food, but you want to tip them well. They have been running this for years. Some of them are members of the Better Business Bureau, and you want to support Black people. What I ended up doing, I liked how we were able to go to the Municipal market. It was known as Curb Market. There's a lot of eateries in there. It's a farmer's market. You can get lots of things. I had an Ethiopian dish. I believe it was African food, but I don't think it's there anymore. Y'all know how they be rotating their little pop-up shops. Okay, so some other things I forgot. We went to Black Coffee. I really like this. You see here at the top, it says entrepreneurship, financial freedom. I will check and see if this is still open for you guys. It was nice to stop there. I like supporting Black coffee shops. I want to quickly go over food for you guys. Obviously, you want to support the Black-owned restaurants. For me as a vegetarian, of course, you're going to think Slutty Vegan. All right, we know Pinky Cole. Is she on Real Housewives this year, y'all? I don't know. But yeah, at Slutty Vegan, you're able to get the different burgers there. I know the one that I talked about when I went to Dallas, it is now closed, is the One Night Stand. It was okay. Banging, eat more, powered by grass, eat more plants. I don't like being called slut, but that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, there they had Hennessy ice cream. The prices might have gone up. I don't know. This business, it started in Atlanta. I feel like you're gonna get the best options here. Other places I have were Local Green, Soul Vegetarian, Plant-Based Pizzeria. There's Healthful Essence. We also tried Tassili's Raw Reality, and I just wasn't a fan. It wasn't as visually appealing for me. I just have to be honest with you guys. So I didn't necessarily eat all of it. We were rushing. We had to get back to the airport and what have you. But I don't know. But for vegans, I think this would be great. As I mentioned, you have Busy Bee Cafe. You can find some options at the Municipal Market. There is the Pont City Market, which I enjoyed as well. There is Twisted Soul Cookhouse. There is Toast on Linux, Pascal, Sweet George's Juke Joint. We went to Sweet Auburn Bread Company. Shout out to them. I mean, you guys, you are not going to run out of options when you are experiencing the food scene in Atlanta. After all of that, obviously, you would want to go to dinner, drinks. There's restaurants, there's bars, there's breweries. There are plenty of places for you to have a quick bite. You could end your day with dinner. Definitely, I always check out Google, or you could just go to the tourism board site. You could go to Instagram. You could go to TikTok. Just make sure that these places are currently open. That'll save you a lot of time and headache for real. I like how the discoveratlanta.com site, they have it divided into sections: bar hopping in Buckhead, downtown after dark. You have trendy Midtown, West Side bars, breweries, game on in East Side. So again, it's divided into things to do as far as nightlife. There's bars and clubs, nightclubs and lounges, live music, and they have an ultimate guide to the best nightlife spots in Atlanta for every occasion. For those of you who are just doing the entire day, you might be heading back to the airport. You know, you want to get there a couple of hours before so you don't miss your flight. If you're staying overnight, then obviously getting into the nightlife, you would have more time. For me, I like a good rooftop bar, you know, some type of sky lounge views with a nice cocktail. They have sophisticated bars. I'm just reading off their site, y'all. Everything in between. Atlanta is known for nightlife. Okay, this is, I don't know if I want to say the birthplace of hip hop, but I mean, when you come to the ATL, to the A, don't play the bang, unless you came to bang. This is the wrong time with the war. But come on, y'all know Outcast. Like, this is what I think of when I think of ATL. Other things to do would be exploring the ATL Beltline. This is where you can get a lot of shots for street art lovers. There's a sunset walk. You have the Krog Tunnel. I mean, I think that was perfect. Just looking at all the black street art there, I thought it was delightful. The Atlanta Beltline walk, you can see public art. There's walking paths. It's a nice vibe if the weather's nice outside. It is known as one of Atlanta's most popular outdoor spaces, and it connects neighborhoods and culture. What I do want you guys to know and look at are the best times to visit. Atlanta is one of those cities where you can go during any time of the year. I know a lot of you who are into sports. I mean, really, this is just a major event that is coming to the US, the FIFA World Cup. I would definitely look into that. That would be a great time to visit. Obviously, Mother's Day, summer, Juneteenth, they have art festivals, food festivals, film festivals. I mean, Atlanta, there's just so much going on, my friends. I do think that it should be your next solo trip. It could be for couples, families, a girls trip, guys trip. I actually visited Atlanta in October. This is a great segue to mention Black Girls Day Off. I believe the correct date is October 11. Black Girl Day Off is celebrated every year on October 11. This special day follows World Mental Health Day, highlighting the significance of mental health, particularly for Black women. It encourages Black women to take a mental day off to focus on their emotional well-being, rest, reflect, and prioritize themselves. I'm thinking self-care. This is where I filmed the infamous spa video. Go ahead and click here if you want to see it. So I want you guys to let me know, what are you going to do for Black Girls Day Off this year? Let me know in the comments. Make some plans. Between the history, culture, food, and city energy, Atlanta is a place where you're not going to run out of things to do. I do not think that you will just be sitting up in your hotel or Airbnb. It's time to go outside. You deserve it. Take care of yourself and explore what America has, y'all. I don't only do international destinations, okay? Whether you are coming for Black history, soul food, or just a quick reset, Atlanta is a city that I think you should explore. I highly recommend it. And in next week's video, I am going to be talking about another city with Black history. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.